Well, hello and welcome back to a very sensual episode of the Question of the Day. We're back with the fifth edition of the Question of the Day, and I'm excited to ask this one. We're gonna let the phone lines. We're gonna wait till the phone lines pick up. Here on my cellophone, my cellophane. Be doing some of that, listening. I'm miming like everything now. If anybody can guess what I'm miming here, I'll give them $5. What did I just say? I bet you don't know. I bet you don't know. I heard a little, thought it was feedback. Um, is it actually coming through the microphone when I'm talking? Because it is actually pretty loud, and I don't know what the F is going on. Oh, it's pretty hot. Should pay me $5 for having to watch that. Damn it, Jacob! All right, you guessed it. You're right. That's exactly what it was. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Hey, Ring Fit Runner, how you doing, my friend? So we're gonna jump into this. It's funny that I started recording just to do something so stupid. Well, it sounds like it's going away now. I don't know what the deal is. Usually, if I reboot this thing and try to like lift it up, maybe I should put it in the cooler. I'll put it in a freezer for a little bit. I'll just hold it like this. This is fine. I'll just hold it like this. We're fine here. How are you? So, this week's question of the day was actually sent to me. I know, right? I always come up with the question of the day, but this one was actually sent to me and it was actually pretty disturbing. So, we need to get to that first. Before I even ask what the question of the day is, we need to get to what was sent to me because it's a little disturbing. Are you guys ready for this? I hope you are, because things are about to get a little funky. A little funky up in. I don't know why I'm acting like this. Things get a little funky tonight. It's time go what funky. Time go what booba. I don't know why any of you guys watch this show. I'm so sorry. Oh, and yeah, it's like taking off into space again. So, yeah, it's like running really hot. I could lift it up a little bit since I don't know what its problem is right now. Doing these deals. Yep, I'm makeshifting stuff up here. There we go. Boop. There we go. So now it's up on post it notes. Paper helps, I'm sure. What the fuck was all that? That was a joke, by the way. Um, all right, here we go. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's better. All right, nothing like a little drama to get the juices flowing. The mail. Meng is here. Oh my god. Hey Meng, how are you, my friend? Okay, the fan isn't overpowering. Good. And it seems like it's gone a little bit better now. Because we have even less to do on a Thursday night. Felicia fans about him. Hey, it's thighs. Post it notes. Monitor stands. That's why I watch. Amazing. All right. So here is. Will that work? Okay, good. Oh, don't do that. Why did you do that? Stop it. Uh, how silly. Would you cut it out? Thank you. My goodness. Do you see how big that got? Meng's here. And oh, I want to also point out where did he go? I think Maklar, Maklarr. I apologize if I'm butchering that, but I believe that's our good friend from the Wisconsin Vintage Computer Society. I think. I hope it is. But I'm excited for him to be a part of the show. So, hey, Superstar Michaels, that those commercials would be less if you subscribe to me. I'm kidding. Actually, I have no idea if it is or less, but All right, we're going to get to these biscuit recipes. You ready for this? Here comes the disturbing message that Retro Hitch is here. My goodness. Now it's a party. Hitch, thank you so much for attending. We have a question of the day that was just called in. It was just called in, mate, and it's disturbing. So I'm going to play this message for you guys. I hope you're all listening.
Greetings, Earth Mammal. Joshua Turbo. From the Twitch stream, we have intercepted. Let me introduce myself. I am Lord Bella. We have intercepted your broadcast in our home system of Lovinchkin on the planet Bennett. It is approximately 7 billion trillion darplaps away from your Earth. We have an important question for you and your listeners that would depend the survival of the human race.
Oh my God.
And that question is, what is the greatest classic video game intro of all time? There is a correct answer for this question. And we are only 7 trillion parlaps from your planet Earth. If we do not hear a correct answer from you and your listeners within 17 cycles of the Calpar, you will experience this, as we say in our native language. You have been warned.
Holy shit. Parlaps are not tasty. All right. Manic Miner. Bite me, alieness. I like the East intros. Meng, very good. Sonic CD, if I'm wrong, blow up the earth. Sonic CD, awesome intro sequence. I love the anime style intro. Manic Miner, great intro. And then, of course, East. Get that apostrophe out of there, Mengus. Yeah, Sonic CD is a good intro. It's got to be Halo. Halo's got a good intro. That's actually true. That music and then the ring, that's pretty sweet. So we're gonna start off. I got a phone call from our good friend, Ring Fit Runner. So let's listen to Ring Fit Runner's call in. Let's see if his answer is correct.
Hi, this is a Ring Fit Runner. My favorite intro of all time is gotta be the Breakfast Club. It just sets the tone for the rest.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was not Ring Fit Runner. That must have been a prank call. Hold on. I got it. Here it is.
Well, calamine lotion, that cactus. I wasn't expecting that.
Wasn't either. What the hell's going on here? Okay, hold on. Here's the actual Ring Fit Runner.
Penguin Jerky Company is in no way affiliated with actual penguins.
All right, okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll find it.
All right. So a video game intro that really blows my mind every time that it comes up. You're gonna. I know you're not gonna be ready for this. I've never said this game before as one of my favorites of all time, and Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Holy crap. Yep, that's right. That intro is so good. Just like the rest of the game, just like I keep answering, you're using it as an answer for your questions. I've screwed this up horribly. Oops.
No, you did not screw it up horribly at all. And actually, Ring Fit, usually you've actually you've spread it out a little bit. You've given some love to like Link to the Past, but you've also mentioned like Dark Souls, and in other games and stuff too. So it's not like you've only ever said Link to the Past. You silly man. You Link to the Past, dude. That intro, I remember seeing that too. What that like where it zoomed into the map, and everything, and then it was like da, 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 ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Oh. Ba, 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 ba. Ugh. Yeah. Dude, that does it. That does it for me. I love that intro sequence. So Link to the Past. Hopefully that's the right answer, because apparently there's a right and a wrong answer. I wonder if someone's going to let us know what the right answer is. I hope at some point we find that out. But we'll see. But yeah, for real. For real. I have some love for the Star Fox intro on Super Nintendo. Yes. Yes. When we didn't have dates in high school. Well, we never had dates in high school, so we always cuddled to Link to the Past, of course. But all right, let's get to the next caller.
A game intro that gets me excited? Icho and Nikki, brother.
All right, Icho and Nikki, awesome intro sequence. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's a brilliant shoot 'em up game on the PC Engine Super CD-ROM system. We could maybe even take a look at it tonight. I'm sure there's probably a few of you guys that have seen the intro for it. It's interesting. We'll leave it at that. Maybe we'll show that one later tonight if you haven't seen that one before. But let's get to the next caller. That was Nully, by the way. And this one coming up here is from our good friend, Ben Cleets.
Yeah, I'm calling in for the question of the day, and I would have to say it's Silent Hill 2. When you hear that sweet, sweet, sweet music, Song of Laura, gets you in the mood for some carnage, some horror, and some crying.
Carnage and crying. Silent Hill 2. That's a good option. I'm not super familiar. Wait, if it's Silent Hill, how can he hear the music? Isn't it silent? That's no good. That's no good, not even a little bit. All right, let's see what the next caller is. Jay, you're not like hanging out in my fucking yard, are you? What is that? It wasn't ET on Atari. No, definitely not. That's not that would not be considered its best. What was that? It sounded like it was right next to me. I have all my windows open, so now I'm like freaking out. I think it was somebody opening their door across the street. I don't know what that was, but it was really loud. Oh, good. Thank you, AI Alicia. You're even better now. I'm sure it's just a friendly neighborhood ghost. Just make them some cookies and they'll leave you alone. Wonderful. It was spooky. I don't know. Did it come up on here at all? I've been inside here too. Who knows? Whatever. Always here to help you out, Josh. Maybe next time it will be in your yard. It will be me in your yard? It wasn't that scary looking X guy behind you. You know, I hate you guys. All right, yeah, I guess that was an alien that called in. All right, next caller.
Yeah, I would say, considering that, Virtua Fighter never had much of cinematics and anything going on, I would have to go with Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Yeah. Yeah, my finger slipped off the button, my bad. Yeah, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Shutdown. And like my homie said, it's because they actually made it look like a cutscene, which is something that, we don't get a whole lot of in Virtua Fighter. So just to see that in VF, that's a shocker. That's the thing that gets you hype. Because that's the one thing that people say that, they don't like about Virtua Fighter much is there's not much of presentation, or anything for you to get hype over. No cutscenes, no in-your-face cutscenes like Tekken and stuff like that. So yeah, Virtua Fighter is one. And title screen, intros, I'm gonna have to take this one back to Super Nintendo. The Lost Vikings, the first one on Super Nintendo. Da, 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 da. Y'all got to go listen to it and check it out. That hip hop intro for Lost Vikings was just hype. You know, even though there wasn't much for visuals or anything like that, just the music was hype enough to get you started. And speaking of music, honorable mention goes to Final Fantasy X. Even though I didn't complete Final Fantasy X, yeah, but the intro made you, you know, kind of want to play it. So yeah, just those three.
So, okay, all you guys suck, by the way, and I hate that shit. I'm home alone, so it's not cool, and it's like 9:30 at night, and dark out. So thanks for that. Virtua Fighter 5. Yes, I agree, but I thought Virtua Fighter 4 had some pretty good storyline stuff. As far as like an intro, bro, just close your windows for now. Bahaha, you know the ribbing won't stop. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. We're all fine here. But I thought Virtua Fighter 4 had like a cutscene in between fights and stuff like that, but maybe I'm wrong. I think 5 was the first one that had real storyline. But yeah, I remember Virtua Fighter 1 and 2, there was like an intro sequence of just them fighting and sparring and stuff. But 5's a good game. I enjoy 4 better though. Oh my God. AI Alicia, you're hilarious. And then he said Lost Vikings. Lost Vikings music is freaking phenomenal. That is an awesome game. That I completely understand and I agree with. Man, the first time I saw and played and listened to Lost Vikings, it was like, this is a beautiful game. Beautiful game. One I've actually put on the list of games I'd like to play on the stream too, so that would be fun. And then he had mentioned, oh shoot, the Final Fantasy X. Dude, that intro with the metal intro and them playing, what was it called, Blast Ball or whatever, in the water and everything, and then when Sin comes up from the water and like attacks the whole city and it's just crumbling in flames and stuff, that blew my mind. Like, and I also never played all the way through Final Fantasy X, but that intro sequence and that music, that dirt, yeah, Blitzball, that's it. God, that is an awesome intro sequence. That's a great pick by Fame Douglas. That was Fame Douglas, by the way, not Matt Filio. Filio would probably not call in to this show. That was a great one. And when he was talking about Virtua Fighter and then the intro sequence and stuff, one that immediately came to mind that I didn't even think about was King of Fighters Dream Match 99 for the Sega Dreamcast, because that game had an anime cutscene that looked like it was taken from a professionally made anime that never even was made at that point. And I would have loved to have seen that movie. That got me hyped for the game, that got me excited for it. The game was really good. Another good intro is the first new Tomb Raider. Oh, is that Tomb Raider Legend? Maybe? I'm actually not familiar, but I do know the new Tomb Raider games are really good. So that's actually something I'd love to play at some point. 9000 has a great opening montage. M9000, A Space Oddity. Okay, I found the correct answer. It was obvious, really. The best intro ever is to Flashback. Flashback does have a great intro. Now, it depends on what you're playing it on, because I believe the 3DO, JAG, and even the Genesis versions have like really quick, fluid animations. Maybe the Genesis one doesn't so much. But I remember that intro, watching that, and just like my mind was blown. And actually, I was talking to Ring Fit Runner earlier today, and one that I'd put close to the top of a game that like just made me like really pause was 3DO. That's a great version. Yes, okay. Was actually the first time I'd ever seen Sewer Shark. Because like Sewer Shark, now while I had seen FMV stuff before, Sewer Shark made you feel like you were getting into a ride at Disney. Like it was like in a ride at like an amusement park. It's like, are you ready for this? Are you ready to go? Come on. Come on. What did he call him? Shark meat or something like that? Or what did he call him? Shit. Ah, man, I can't remember what he called him. But it was like Sewer Shark. While as soon as the game starts, you're like, oh, okay, it's this kind of game. And it doesn't really go anywhere after that. But dude, that intro was epic. And it had like the movie style credits in the corner and stuff. And I was just sitting there like, this is different. This is something new. This is a completely different way to experience a game. And I was not ready for it. And it just blew my mind. For pure cheese, NFS Road and Track on the 3DO too. The guy too funny. Rise. Anyway, yeah. Sewer Shark. Josh spoiling us. Can't wait to see if he lives up to the hype. Wink, wink. Well, hello there. All right, let's get to the next caller. We got a lot of chatter, and I'm excited. I love you guys. Thank you so much for calling in.
So if we're talking about retro games, like that very first like intro, obviously I think of the Sega, the old Sega, like with the Sonic games, followed immediately by that Sonic intro song, title screen. That one really gets me. Mario 64 with the Mario face that pops up, and it's a me, Mario. That always gets me. But then when you're talking like bigger games, like the beginning part of the game where there's like a monologue and it's getting you into the story, I think the probably Resident Evil 2 did a really good job of that. Fallout 3 did a really great job of that. And I think those are probably my favorite like intro stories. Spider-Man, PlayStation, the new one, not the newest one, but when they rebooted that franchise, that really got me to the like you felt like Spider-Man right off the bat. Really, the intro was a nice start to a game. So, yeah, those are a few of my thoughts. Okay, just thought of a couple more. BioShock, the first BioShock, that was an amazing intro. And also the what is the Star Wars Force Unleashed, the intro that where you come in as Darth Vader and you're just all powerful, really sets a tone. It gives you something to look forward to for the rest of the game, getting those powers and everything.
Oh my God, what did I just do? I closed out of it. Oh, sugar. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my God, I closed out of it like a fucking moron. All right, hold on.
Okay, just thought it really sets a tone. It gives you something to look forward to for the rest of the game, getting those powers and everything, because then they immediately strip you of them. Games like that really work. So I guess Metroid, yeah, there's so many games like that where they strip you of the power right away after giving you a taste of them. I love that.
All right. That was Matthew Pigeon, our good friend Matt Pigeon, who is also one of the owners of Evercon. So he had a bunch of answers in there, and I love the idea of cinematics that really set the tone for the story and stuff and for the game. So that's perfect answers. That's so good. But when he had mentioned that Super Mario 64, like that was probably what a lot of us is like our first experience with the N64 was. It's like, ba-ding, it's me, Mario, bum 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 ba-dum bum, and you're like pulling on the nose and you're playing with his face and stuff, and that was like, that really like, that was pretty cool. And I'm not a huge N64 fan. Everybody knows that. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that is so cool. And I don't know. I had two buddies that bought N64s like right away, and I was kind of jealous. I went with the Saturn, and I stuck with the Saturn until I got a PlayStation. I think a PlayStation 2 years later. You're crazy if you think that N64 is the greatest of all time. Hey, you're crazy. You were crazy, my friend. I know that was your era though, so maybe that's why. But how can you have Yes, Super Metroid's intro, brilliant, scary, amazing, man, so good. Yeah, I did. I was trying to multitask. I was sending a message while listening to messages. All right, let's get to the next one.
All right, my probably favorite video game intro, and I've watched it hundreds of times, is Star Wars TIE Fighter for the PC. At this time in my life, there was not a ton of Star Wars out there. We had the original trilogy, we had like the Ewok movies, and we just started in the RPG. We had Star Wars role-playing game, but we just had been getting the Thrawn trilogy books out, and they created a video game that kind of used some of that, and it was absolutely amazing. And you have no idea how hearing different takes on the Star Wars theme and longer plays, but the intro for this is just amazing, particularly for the time. Nowadays it probably look like terrible graphics and all that, but at the time I just could not get over it. I just sat there and watched the opening every time before I went to my saved game and started doing what I needed to do. But that's what I'm going for. Star Wars TIE Fighter. In a close second would be some of the Dynasty Warrior intros. Not a big hack and slash guy, but Dynasty Warriors is kind of my thing on it, and a lot of those intros are good too. All right, that's a minute and a half.
Dad returned to the Genesis right away when he found out there was no eject button. Oh, weird. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, my parents never paid any attention to the gaming stuff that I had, so I don't think they would have ever returned anything. But God's Fire, you said you returned your Saturn a week after and got a PlayStation 1. Completely understandable. PlayStation 1 had over 1,000 US releases. So you had multiple options on that console, and it's considered one of the greatest of all time. I'm not a huge PlayStation guy, but I do understand the move there. If I were ranking those consoles, I would say, well, for me it's Saturn, but I understand the PlayStation love. Then Saturn, then N64 somewhere else, because I love fighting games. I love shoot 'em ups. I love role-playing games. There are basically none on the N64. I don't call Zelda Ocarina of Time an RPG. I don't call... well, Star Fox 64, whatever, is not a shoot 'em up. I mean, it kind of is, but it's a rail shooter. I don't know, it's different. But there aren't any shoot 'em ups. There aren't any fighting games. I mean, what you got? Killer Instinct Gold, Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Where's the Street Fighter games? Where's King of Fighters? Where's, there's a ton of shit. Ring Fit Runner, Saturn wins. In my opinion, it's the best console to... he did like us pulling the cart out of the Genesis. Oh, didn't like that? Yeah, I get that. But anyway... long conversation to be had there. I like my very particular type of games. I wanted to see those games evolve into the next generation, and the N64 didn't have that, at all. They had Midway making horrible games, like War Gods and I don't remember some of those other games, but Destiny Fighter, Destiny Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, I don't remember. Dynasty Fighter? I don't remember. I don't know. There was just tons and tons and tons of... Anyway, N64 wasn't for me. I wasn't a 3D platformer guy. I wasn't a first-person shooter guy. Sports games were great on the N64. Wrestling games were really good on the N64. I acknowledge that. Racing games were really good on the N64. I acknowledge that too. The 3D graphics at most times looked best on the N64. I wasn't ready for 3D. I was ready for 16-bit moved up to another generation, more 16-bit, but more powerful, more arcadey style. Anyway, sorry. But Dorkfather was talking about Star Wars, and yeah, he is the king of Star Wars, guys. And back in the day when we were kids, when I was a kid, we had 3 Star Wars movies and a couple spin-offs, but that was it. And Star Wars relatively sat quiet for years. We would get little bits and pieces of small things, comic books, stuff like that. But when a new video game came out, and it felt like it was enhancing or building on the story of what movies we had or TV shows that we had at the time, that was a big deal. And watching an intro sequence for a new Star Wars video game on computer that was enhanced graphics and looked like next-gen stuff, which is, for me, next-gen was arcade quality stuff. That's like watching another Star Wars movie, but it's secret. It's only for you. It's only for the nerdy computer people. And that I can completely understand. So when Dorkfather was saying about Star Wars with Jedi Academy, is that what he said? I can't even remember what it was. But the Star Wars games that came out in the 90s on computer, freaking spectacular. And then they finally started porting to the PlayStation and the Saturn. I don't know if... No, Saturn didn't get any Star Wars, but Dreamcast and 3DO, I think, got some. And then the Xbox got tons of them. Diddy Kong Racing is a much better game than Mario Kart 64. Fun fact, I don't like Mario Kart 64 very much. I think it's the worst Mario Kart game ever made. But all right, Let's move on to our next one. I'm going to turn up the volume just slightly. Luxury.
Okay, this is with regards to what game intro is the most exciting to me. Now, there's a few that come to mind, one of which is East 4, which has a really interesting intro, but that's kind of a fan dub. So the one that jumps out in my mind as being the most exciting introductory sequence to a game, and one that immediately captured my attention roughly 30 years ago now, time flies quickly, is Super Metroid, where it starts off with a very dark, the last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. It sounds like the teacher from Beavis and Butthead reading it, and then absolutely wonderful intro that perfectly sets the ominous mood of the Metroid franchise and really gets you excited to start playing Super Metroid.
Yeah, I agree. And that's actually something that Meng had brought up earlier. Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. It was very simple. It had one line of dialogue, and then it got dark and creepy. Whoa. Slow clap. Slow clap. Butts back. Butts back. Butts. Yay. Holy shit, you got reinstated. The ban is over. Butts back. Yes. Okay, Super Metroid is truly a masterpiece. You said it's a butter butsy. Oh, Buttspot. My life is better too. Everyone's lives are better now that Buttspot is back. Dude, I think you must have just got reinstated because we missed you the last couple weeks. All right. That was a good one. Let's get to our next call-in.
All right, man. I'm finally going to respond to you for once.
Hey.
This one for me was easy. It's got to be Mega Man 2. When they're scrolling up that building and the music starts going, it gets more and more intense, and then it finally gets to the top, and Mega Man's up there with his wind-ripping hair, just going nuts with no helmet on. Oh, man, the music just kicks my ass every time.
That was our good friend John Stover from Mad Gear. Is it Gear? Oh, well, we'll just say John Stover. So, Mega Man 2. I agree. Thing is I wasn't a huge Mega Man guy until like later on. So I kind of I think the first Mega Man game I played and enjoyed was 5. So then I had to go back, and the only one I've ever played through was 2. So I'm like way behind everyone else. Oh no, I played through 9 on the Wii when that came out on the Wii. That was one that I played through. But yeah, Mega Man 2 with that intro with the building and the sequence and the parallax scrolling when it's going up and stuff. Oh, that was beautiful. You get to the top and there's Mega Man with his luscious hair and it's all blowing. Oh, that was a good intro sequence for sure. I'm gonna turn this down. But a lot of love for Super Metroid tonight. That's a really good. Okay, I'm getting lots of feedback. There we go.
Intro sequence for a game that immediately pulls me into a different universe would be, which is going to be kind of an interesting one, probably for this stream, Civilization 5. Civilization 5. We played it as a 20-person LAN game back when I was in college. It was so popular then. I don't have really good reflexes, so I really like those turn-based games. There's something about particularly the Civilization 5 sequence when the game opens and starts, if you don't hit the space bar and let it go through. The music and the animation graphic sequence, it gives me chills every time I watch it. I almost will play Civilization 5 over 6 in order to get that intro because it's so enjoyable.
Fun fact, I've never played a Civilization game, period. I know that's a big PC thing. Actually, maybe Civ 2. Maybe I had that. And I know there's lots of Civ clones out there, but I've never played a Civilization game. I do like sim games and I do like world building games, but I've just never played a Civ game. It seems like it's beyond me. It looks a little daunting. It's a little it's a little intimidating to me when I'm looking at it and it's like, where do I even start? But I've played SimCity style games in the past, and even SimCity 2000 kind of looks like that Civ type game, but very cool option. A very cool choice, I should say. And that idea of doing a 20-person LAN party, holy shit, that must have been amazing. Must have been amazing. The intro song to Civ 4 is a masterpiece. Well, I've never seen it. I have no idea what it is. So that's really cool. That's exciting. Let's see who we got next. All right, here we go.
Yeah, this is Morty Enderman. George Jesus, famous pro wrestler from the 1950s. All right, I'm going to talk to all your kids here because you don't know what a good video game intro. Well, we didn't have video games, right? So I'm just going to do the best game intro of all time, okay? This was elaborate. This is how we worked back in the day, okay? So the best game intro, in my opinion, since all you kids are so spoiled, is probably Monopoly. See, in my day, the intro to Monopoly was the Great Depression. The United States government gave us, the Depression, that was the intro for Monopoly. Really got the gears going to fucking buy some properties.
You shudder to imagine how many hours you've lost to Civilization 3. Yeah. I mean, isn't it time well spent? If you're enjoying yourself, come on. It's okay. It's okay. We're all here. I think I was looking at my, it's not a lot compared to some. It's not a lot. But, oh, AI Alicia. I'm not intimidated. Don't worry. But like, I think I have like close to 500 hours in Destiny on the PlayStation, like compared over almost 300 on the PS4 and like well over 200 on the PS5 so far. So like, it's hard to say. I have regrets. But yeah, no, I get you. I get you. It's a lot of hours, but it's hours well spent. I mean, come on.
Hey, Turbo, I don't have much time. I'm in a bit of a bind because I woke up in a box and I don't know where I am. My phone is almost dead, but I still wanted to call in to let you know that the video game intro sequence that immediately gets me excited the most is the intro to Final Fantasy VI. When Terra, Biggs, and Wedge are tromping through the snow towards Narshe in all their 16-bit wonder, I am ready to hunt some treasure, pummel some baddies, and perform an operatic masterpiece. And you know, as a bonus, because I didn't have a memory card, long story, the introduction to the best Final Fantasy released on the PlayStation 1 really sticks into my mind as well. And when those chocobos are traversing the open countryside of Ivalice, my imagination fills with visions of holy knights, summoners, and time mages. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Zodiac Brave story will always hold a special place in my heart. Oh crap. I gotta go. I hear voices, and my box is moving. Hey, what are you doing? No, Oh
my gosh. What is going on here tonight? What is going on here tonight? Hold on. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell? Well, that was from our good friend Jakey Poo. Jake, I hope you're doing well. I hope you managed to escape. Get out of your box. My goodness. People in boxes, aliens calling in. What kind of night is this? All right, let's get to the last caller on the line here. Oh.
Hey, buddy and friends. This is Xavier Michaels, the glam god of indie wrestling. And I want to put in my 3 cents. See, I have 1 more cent than all the rest of you. About what video game intro means the most to me. And that would have to be, by far, Ogre Battle 64's intro. And the reason why I loved the original Ogre Battle on Super Nintendo It's probably one of the first games I played beginning to end, and then was delighted to find out that depending on your reputation meter, there was like 78 different endings. Then they come out with Ogre Battle 64, and the anticipation, the build-up, it was years later. It's just a beautiful intro. It still gives me goosebumps. Not the kind of goosebumps I get when I take your moms on dates, but still a great video game intro.
Yeah. So I got to experience hanging out with Superstar while he was playing Ogre Battle on the Super Nintendo. It was Filio, myself, and Superstar, and we spent better part of a summer hanging out and watching Jay play that game. And man, he played it so much. I remember like when he would get to like an area and it'd be like liberation, and he was like, "Woo, we liberated!" And he was so excited about that. And he played a lot of it. I didn't necessarily know what was going on because I was kind of half paying attention. Games like that, especially when I was younger, way too complex for me. I couldn't wrap my little brain around it. But he was playing the hell out of it, and he spent tons of time on that. So when Ogre Battle 64 came out, when it was being released towards the end of the N64's lifespan, because it was the person of lordly caliber. I think that didn't come out until like 2001 or something weird like that. This dude was so fucking excited for it. And like, I remember one time I was at I was at a game shop in Wausau when Gaming Generations was still in Wausau. And I remember I was wandering around and I was looking at the N64 games and I saw Ogre Battle 64 and it was at a decent price. And like, Superstar like was freaking out. He was like, buy that for me. I will pay you back. He was like going on and he's like, I PayPal'd you money. Did you get it? And when I finally got it for him, he was so excited. But yeah, that was Ogre Battle did not surprise me when I heard that one come out of him because he was so big into that one. Is the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog any good? I've heard it's really good. A lot of people are really excited about it, and someone had said it was basically showing off that Sega is listening to its fans or something like that. Like this is the game that they wanted. I don't know if that was a joke as well, but I believe the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog came out on April 1st. It was a free game, like a Flash game or something like that, if Flash even exists anymore. And hold on, we do have one more call-in that just came out. There's people yelling outside. That's great.
Best video game intro? That sounds Packers.
Oh, well, twist, rattle, and roll. That sounds Packers. It's short but fun in his honest opinion. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that last one. Best video game intro. Well, that sounds Packers. Well, that's just Packers. All right. So, I can rest easy now. Thank you, God's Fire, for that one. I appreciate it. That sure wasn't the original. It was not. The original is tucked away somewhere. Somewhere far, far, far up the old keister. But we are going to... I'll bring that back eventually. So, I have it on good authority that at some point, that first caller, the one who laid down the challenge for tonight is the question, they will be sending me a message later on tonight that will be the answer. Whether or not we ever get that answer, I'm not sure about. But for now, thank you for everyone that has contributed this week. I appreciate all the answers. I love listening to all the different chat comments and stuff. Man, for me personally, Sewer Shark is way up there because I just remember my reaction. Like when I was sitting down and someone put in a Sega CD game and it was just like, like, wow, the way gaming was going, it was just blew my mind because this is 1993. It was like Kirby games and Mario games and the TurboGrafx was just coming out and just, wow, I was just blown away. And then I saw that and it's like a movie intro sequence. I think of like Link to the Past was a great answer. Super Metroid, great answer. So many great games that were mentioned tonight. The intro for East Book 1 and 2, like Mang had said, the East games always had great intros, and they do. But East Book 1 and 2 on the PC Engine or the TurboGrafx CD, like that blew my mind. It was like watching an anime intro cutscene. It was just so good. And that game and the presentation overall and the voice acting is A+ all the way. It is probably the closest game I can ever think to that is a 10 out of 10. It's just fucking spectacular. Identity theft. I felt that way when Super Mario RPG on Super Nintendo that pushes the SNES to its max ability. Yes, good one. I felt that, but when I saw Super Mario RPG on SNES, that puss-butted the SNES to its max ability. Well, thank you, Buttspot. I'm so glad you're back. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Dwight. But yeah. It was really good. It was those games, East Book 1 and 2, Beyond Shadowgate's got a great intro. Final Fantasy X that was brought up tonight. Oh, that intro that has gone, that's way up towards the top for me. Just so many good games. And that intro sequence, like when it really like grabs you and it just like, nope, you are not putting this down. This is a perfect first chapter of a book. This is the intro that you wanted. This is the movie that's gripped your attention and is not going to relinquish it until you've played the rest of the game. And that's just wonderful. I love stuff like that. And I appreciate every single one of you that contributed and chatted and just threw out different games out tonight with awesome intro sequences. Dorkfather with the Star Wars computer game. And then, Nullity. He had said Ichoi and Nikki. We could maybe play that cutscene right now if you want to see that real quick. And then we're going to go and play a game later on. We're going to play that for a little bit. So I'm still recording right now. And let me bring something up real quick here. Held a message for a reason: race, ethnicity, or religion. Peace for. Yeah, hey, Mangus, just remember to say Japanese or JPN. The JAP, the way that was spelled, if you shorten Japanese, that's actually flagged. Have a good night, Captain Coleslaw. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it, my friend. Port 1. See if this controller is even recognized. That'd be sad if it wasn't. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's I always get, well, I shouldn't say I always, but yeah, you don't want to say that. It's a naughty word. Naughty word. All right, let's see. He had said, Choi and Nikki. Hey, good night, Felicia Fancy Bottom. I'll see you in the morning on our way to Video Game Music Convention. What? Grab. Oh, I can't do Choi and Nikki. Dang it. All right. Well, anyway. Thank you guys for checking us out tonight for the question of the day. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will probably cut this short, but all right.